Do, 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 do.
Just in time for a special holiday edition of Linux Weekly, Daily Wednesdays. Why is it a holiday edition? Because I think we're in December. Yes, I knew that. It's the second week of December, everyone. This is Hope You Won a Steam Deck Eve. Because tomorrow, all the little boys and girls will be sitting around watching the Game Awards at Steam.tv, which I was reminded of is an actual thing, in hopes that they will receive a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Anyway, ho, 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 everyone. Let me do a quick social media thing. Let me push that out and push that out. I've done 2 social media things, so we can do that. How's everybody doing?
And then today, Ben, like last week, I only see your camera. So reminding you ahead of time before the show starts.
That only took 15 minutes. Okay, yeah. We were doing a little A/B testing there.
I didn't notice last week. I wasn't paying attention.
There you go.
There. Nice.
So, one of the things you want to do that is one of the ways I keep the shows together is, if you're wondering what Jill's talking about, like if you're doing WebRTC, something like that, you're doing conversation, you're trying to record it, and somebody's on a web browser, maybe you're watching another show and they're talking about something on a web browser and they're not showing it, and the other person's like, I don't know, maybe I can follow along in the notes. I've been doing it a bunch of different ways over the years, but initially it was just a virtual webcam, like a loopback device, creating that and making sure, instead of just seeing my camera, they were seeing what I was seeing. Now we do it. I have hardware that does it. I have a DeckLink Intensity Pro that does a fancy little loopback thing. Yes, it is December. Tis the season. Make sure you are watching Steam.tv tomorrow. But Jordan and I will be around at 8, probably starting at 7:30 for a pre-show. We're going to be watching it together. We're going to be talking over all the important bits.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And just seeing what's going on. I signed our official registration as a co-stream whatever like we did last year. And they're going to send us
nice.
With templates and stuff that I may or may not use. I don't know. It depends on how horrific they are. If they're like really terrifying templates, I'll use them. If they look extra cheesy. But if they don't look cheesy enough, I won't use them. We'll just do them. We'll work something out. But we're going to be up late. Taking care of that.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? Camera controls today. Philadelphia phones, that'll make sense. And PineBuds Pro, something Arthurian sent in. And we have yet another rock chip thing. This one's not quite as exciting. I mean, it's still really cool, but it's more about the price. And of course, I finally found a reliable source for the Raspberry Pi compute modules. Stay tuned for that. I did. I found a place where you can buy them. It might require a screwdriver. And a little pry bar.
Yeah.
But it should pop right back out. All right, so let's click the clock, everyone. We'll get going in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Hi, Brother Jellybean.
Hello, Jellybean.
Oh, Arthur, and I got that mug. This is the same emoji one I had last week because I think it's so cute. Next week I'll get and bring my other one. I gotta be very careful because I have a very full glass of water.
It's truly a dreamscape of nightmares and horror, Joe.
Happy. Rainbow vomit?
Terror incarnate, they say.
And unicorn vomit.
I just assume unicorns are evil creatures anyway, so, I mean, I'll make this concession.
Look at you, even have a unicorn poop emoji.
Man, that is somebody with digestive issues. If you have something like that, consult your doctor.
Yeah, this is true.
Don't post it on TikTok. Consult a doctor. I've just rewired everything. I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. I was talking about that in the pre-show. I didn't have to. Chose to. Cleaned up all the wiring, put everything in sleeves. And I have 2 racks. I have, you'll see these in, it's a mainstay of any network rack in the back of YouTube or anything like that. You'll see them in like Serve the Home. It's the classic American DJ PC1000A. 100A, I mean, and I have 2 of those, so that gives me 16 flippy switches to plug stuff into. And this is incredibly handy when you get a bunch of stuff on the rack. You don't want to have to cut it on, cut it off, and all that. You just want to go. And you immediately learn where everything is. You're like, okay, so I got to cut on the show. I need to cut on 1 through 3, 7 and 8 on this one. On this one, I need to cut in 3, 6, and oh yeah, right, 1. All that's been shifted around, so I got to learn everything again. And I got to figure out why the Raspberry Pi doesn't work when plugged into it. Now, all of a sudden, my favorite kind of problem, kids, my favorite kind of problem. Why didn't it work today where it worked yesterday? Troubleshooting. All right.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Sounds like a plan. And what else? We've been talking about this at the beginning of the show. I'm going to spray paint something. How about that? Arts and crafts. We're going to do a technology video that is going to, I'm not even joking around, involve spray painting electronics. Not with regular spray paint either. That'd be too boring. Why am I going to spray paint something? Because covering it with electrical tape seemed like a really dumb idea. But stay tuned for that. And Arthur, and I do want to thank you for the case for the rectangle. I still got to get the extra bits for it, but that's in the chain. I got to get 2 more things done. Then we can start working on our Steam rectangle, which is going to be entertaining. I want to kind of get that done before the end of the month, right? And get that live, have a nice little live stream of it. A little holiday stream. I was really hoping there was a version of, an updated version of, like, Hannah Montana Linux, because that'd be fun to install in the live stream at the end. Yeah. But of course, it's just going to double Debian on it. There's going to be a bunch of things. I keep having to justify these things. I do. Financial business decisions, man. I'm like Smog when it comes to spending money. But one of the things that needs to be answered, whether or not you realize it, is whether or not it is possible to get DaVinci Resolve up and running on an APU from AMD using the Pro drivers, which I have no idea. And this is an undertaking of epic proportion. Even on the Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve web zone on their forum, just to get it up and running with OpenCL and an AMD GPU. That thread is over 40 pages long right now. It is going to be curious. It's going to be fun, right? See, hello, non-thinking thinker. I'm very much with you on our theory. The live stream aspect, I'm always a fan of, because do you have any idea how many things can go wrong during a live stream? It was what I was talking to about Pedro. With Pedro about Saturday on Linux Gamecast Weekly. If Pedro types in Discord, Pedro's like, I'm building another small form factor PC, or just a PC in general. Like, whatever, that's cool, you do you. But if Pedro says, or Jordan, or anybody really, like, and I'm going to live stream it, then all of a sudden, I am required to show up and watch the live stream to give you my expert, unsolicited advice and to point out anything that I perceive that you're doing wrong. It is for your benefit. Because Pedro's like, I'm absolutely going to watch him stream. So I think a lot of people have that mindset and collectively cheer me on by saying, you're doing this wrong. See, I want to do a Verge build. That's it. I want to have, I'm trying not to do, I'm fighting myself on this because I want like 6 anti-static wrist straps just clipped on everything around the desk where it's like hindering my ability to move my hands. I want to do that. I really do. Bubble wrap, mayo, assemble it on a sheet of metal. That could be fun. See if the wires are too long, they take all the fun out of it. Can knock stuff over. Carpet would be good. I would need carpet, unfortunately. I could get a rug. See, this is where these things spiral out of control, because now I want to start the stream off by like rolling out a like bath mat or something and putting it under my feet with my socks, wool socks on it. This is my anti-static mat to cover up my very dangerous hardwood floors. But I'm not going to do that. Joe, we're talking about PC building safety, best etiquettes.
Oh, okay. Well, I live near the coast, real close to the ocean in Southern California, so we have our humidity is good enough that we don't usually have to even use wrap a thing around our wrist. So
I don't care where you live. If I see somebody with a anti-static wrist wrap,
yeah.
This is coming from somebody who used to crawl around on $500,000 servers, mainframes. I just assume you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you got to learn the proper way to ground yourself. I usually use the case or the power supply to ground myself before I touch my parts. And that's sufficient.
I might do that. But
See,
the idea of smoking electronics, modern electronics with static electricity.
Yeah.
You probably would lose money before you, like if you were betting, like I think by the end of the day I can work out enough static charge to like smoke a PCI Express card or a motherboard by hitting it like that. I would put money down that you wouldn't be able to. You might. Now, see, it's higher than a non-zero chance. So it's always good. You know, what do? I just tap the case, right? You know, just...
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, ground yourself. The only issues I've heard of are like, the people that live in the desert communities where, it's like 10% humidity, if less, and you get static charges just touching anything. So there they do, use an anti-static band, but...
See, they make these incredible devices called rubber sandals that I wear.
Yeah, and rubber pads. Yeah.
But yeah, it is very, very difficult to kill a modern computer. But then again, you get people that are genuinely worried because, sometimes things will die. And, the whole correlation is not causation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about doing it was difficult to find some nylon standoffs. Why? Because I want to isolate the motherboard and jackbox completely. This is all going to come together to like why I will be basically I'm going to be spray painting a $1,000 sound card. That's going to be a fun video.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm like you. I like the nylon standoffs. I use both metal and nylon, so I have a nice, I use about half and half usually on my motherboards.
But typically you're going to use, brass is going to come with it.
Yeah.
Really the mother, you can take your voltmeter and stick to it. It's an additional path to ground in case of emergency, basically. But I'm going to be doing we're going to be doing some like what audiophiles think they're doing type stuff. There's going to be like, this is why this doesn't work, but this is why this does work. So I'm going to say stay tuned. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that done before the end of the month, but that's in the works.
Nice.
Works. I didn't start putting that together until this morning at like 2:15 when I was like, hey, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go to bed. My brain's like, nah, man.
Gotta build the computer.
We're going to start storyboarding an entire video. I'm like, really? We got to do this right now? It'd be great to go to sleep. And it's like, too late. So, Cool, everyone. Let me grab something to drink, and we're going to get underway, Jill Bryant. And,
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and welcome to the show, No Thinking Tinker. I like your name. And Mir PPC and Artherin. I've got my brother in the house as well. And Velcro Tech. Velcro Tech. Sorry about that. Yeah, Velcro Tech. do. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun show. Yeah, I had a good week, but a very, 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 very busy one. Yeah, I had to do quite a bit of work yesterday in the midst of a scheduled power outage for upgrades and maintenance. So, but I took care of myself, and I had all my battery backups and everything. But I left the house too for a while, so that does help. When I came home, the power was still out till like 11 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, Artherin, how are you doing? Yeah, not thinking tinker. Yeah, it is. We're so reliant on it nowadays. But if I needed to, I do have my brother's generator, of which I do need to get gas for. But I have a generator, and I do have supplies for like if we have earthquakes and that kind of thing. So I always I have a couple batteries, high quality batteries that I keep charged for computers and laptops and cell phones. And then here in my computer studio, if the power goes out, I do have a UPS, and it lasts about 20 minutes, which helps. There have been times when we've had a power outage during the podcasts, and the UPS has saved my bottom a few times. I was thinking I almost need to get a couple of them because I get about 20 minutes to a half hour on one, and I have it set up so that because I have 3 big monitors, one 43-inch in horizontal and 2 30 inches in the vertical on the sides for gaming and doing podcasting and art and everything. And but what I set up was with my UPS. I just have my one monitor hooked to the UPS, so that it's not having to power all 3 if the power goes out, and my computer will stay on a little longer. Oh yeah, Eaton. Yeah, they're good. This is the APC, one of their higher end ones. In fact, Ben has this APC UPS as well. I got this one because this is the one that one of the ones that he has. He has others, but
I have bigger ones.
Yeah, you have bigger ones now.
And little ones, and medium-er ones, and ones that goes in racks, and some that go next to computers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got 6 around me.
6 of them. Yeah.
How much time does that buy us in the studio? Roughly 12 minutes if the power goes out. Just enough time to get everything powered off and say goodbye.
Yeah.
But, but I do have a big chunky one, like, just for the Threadripper.
Oh, the Eaton ones. Oh, Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, I've seen him talk about those. If not mounted correctly. Well, any of them, you got to make sure you have plenty of, ventilation around it. Like mine has plenty of ventilation around it.
You wrap them in quilts so they don't get cold. Yeah. You don't want your APC to get cold.
Oh, the lithium. Yeah.
What I want to see is a very difficult thing to buy right now, because it's one of the things I was trying to source this morning, is a over 200 watt isolation transformer. That doesn't cost $500. Couldn't find one, which apologize a little, but I don't need one. It's just I wanted to have one for like an example type thing. I'm sorry, $500 prop, video prop, out of the question. Not gonna happen. And I think we should be about ready.
Okay.
Everything looks good. There we go. And do we have our shots? You got shots. That's me. That's Joe. That's Twitter. There we go. Okay. What? No wonder it's 22 degrees outside. This is the second week of December. It's 22 degrees. I don't know what that is in freedom units. It's probably like 70. We're going to see how long it takes.
Oh, we've that's our SoCal weather, Ben. Normally, but we switched. This time we're actually kind of cold. We're in around 12 Celsius, which is really cold for us.
It was chilly yesterday. I mean, you know, it's rained for like the last 2 days, so I've been getting comfy. I was like, oh, this is nice. And broke out a sweater, put on a sweater. I had one of those old man moments around that. I was like, oh, this is quite nice, and have my tea. And I was in that mode. And like now I still want my tea, but it's too hot.
Yeah. Up and down, day to day, different weather.
Yeah, I don't like, you know, doing like just a couple of days of winter, then they release here's a spring release candidate. Here, test it out. I'm like, yeah, this is neat.
Yeah,
Okay,
spring release candidate. Yeah.
that's what it is, Ben. It's an RC.
Yeah.
And you
That's
only
great.
They only let you play with it for like a day or two, then it's right back to like, what's the best I can do? 8. It'll get up to 8 today.
Yeah, it's normal for it to be 70 degrees in December here. So
7, half the population of Los Angeles would
die.
freeze to death if it was 7
Yeah.
degrees. It would be an apocalypse. It'd be adorable to watch, but
We actually have had it, you know, hit freezing. It's usually every few years or so we'll have a day where it actually goes down to freezing, but that's only at night, not during the day. And we have had snow like every 20 years. So
I know.
been around long enough to experience that.
When I was in San Francisco for a couple of months, well, I was in the Bay Area, but I was in Oakland, but I was going to San Francisco at night.
Yeah.
San Francisco gets
It's cold.
man. Coming off the water.
Yeah.
Not like the Mission District.
Yeah. Northern NoCal is, it's cold.
That's cold. It's wet cold, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Penetrating cold.
None of that reflective cold. No.
Yeah.
Non-absorbent cold is useless. Anybody who's playing Trackmania with you, with us, I do want to mention I did swap out a couple maps last night when we got done. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to practicing.
there's some that are going to require some work.
Okay.
One was quite unfortunate. I found a nightmare escape of a holiday map with candy canes and snowmen.
Oh, nice.
But the textures didn't load for everyone, so it didn't look right. The snowmen, the snow humans, monsters, I guess I should say, looked like they were from The Shining because they were made entirely of grass for everyone else.
Oh, how funny. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, but it is the holiday season, everyone, so you can go out and get your favorite candies. I'm always excited about that. The Caesar salad candy canes are back in stock.
I saw your tweet, yes.
They are delicious. You need to stock up on them for the trick-or-treaters for next year. Your brain's not ready for that. With a candy cane. Because you order peppermint, right?
Yeah, usually. Traditionally.
And I guess maybe you're thinking like, oh, green peppermint. No, Caesar salad. See, you say that, or there and been like a pickle flavor candy cane. I would try that. I'd give it a nibble. I'm like, let's see. You know what's horrifying is it sounds like on the tin, right? You look at that. I saw somebody posted like, "Oh, here's a dill pickled pizza." I'm like, that's an affront. That is a testament to the arrogance of mankind. However, I'd nibble on that and see what it tastes like.
Well, with the Caesar salad candy cane, I think what would do it for me or not is if it has a strong taste of anchovies. I do like anchovies, but I don't know if I'd like it on my candy cane. And a traditional Caesar salad has anchovies.
I don't know.
I'm imagining it's like a grass drink, like a protein grass drink in a cane.
See, here's the other option. What if it's just like heavy, like garlic and black pepper flavored?
Yuck. No, not in
That'd
candy
be
cane.
awesome.
Yeah. Parmesan cheese. Croutons.
Oh, yeah, that's what it smells like as soon as you take the wrapper off. Just, Pop that bad boy in the microwave, warm it up, and go to town. Nice hot glass of Dr. Pepper.
I actually love Caesar salads. They're one of my favorite salads. But on a candy cane form, it depends on how it's done, I think. It could be kind of salty, you know.
Steve, if you're watching, I got a mission for you this afternoon on your way home.
Uh-oh. Hopefully he'll be able to pop in. He's been really, his big project is due tomorrow. So
Okay.
he might be at work all night again. He might pop in later, though.
I'll just have to send him via DoorDash.
Yeah, there you go.
All
In fact,
right.
I just used DoorDash yesterday. That's the one Steve and I have started using more and more.
I
Have all the different services I use.
I go out. I force myself. Like I said, I'm still coming to terms. I've not yet been able to allow myself to buy groceries
that's right.
online, because every time I do it, I get lined up and I'm like, just go to the grocery store. I'm like, you're right.
I know.
I'm just going to go to the grocery store. I'm not. This is speaking of like testaments to arrogance. Like, come on, just get up and go do this. What I'm terrified of, ladies and gentlemen, is becoming a shut-in. And everybody got a taste of, like, what's that shut-in life like over the last 2 years? We're like, it's kind of like that a little bit. And I got to get out. I just got to get out of the house, man.
Yeah, Jack, I need to do Grubhub since they're associated with Amazon now. That is cool. I do a lot of, like, for our groceries, I usually use Amazon Fresh when I'm, when Steve's not around. If I need something quickly. But lately I've been buying more and more, but it's because I don't have a car. So it's hard to carry groceries when you don't have a vehicle to put them in without having a big stroller and that whole thing. So it's just easier having stuff delivered to me when we need supplies. Normally Steve and I, go together. I love going to the store. It's one of my favorite things to do, like go to Target and Vons.
Loathe it. Can't stand it. But I do it. I don't shop, I buy.
Yeah.
They messed me up. A store I typically go into and pick up groceries. They changed all of, like, they remodeled it, right?
Yeah.
Moved everything.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that when you got to find
everything.
Yeah.
You want to talk about me being, like, quietly mad? It's like, no. Now I have to, because I had my system, right? I'm like, doom. I was in and out in 5 minutes. Full cart. And it took like 45 minutes to mentally figure where everything out. Then once you figure where everything is, you can optimize your path.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh, thank you, Jelly Bean, for posting that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. That's a nice... I had heard about it, but hadn't looked into it and almost forgot because I'd been using DoorDash for so long.
All right. I'm about done with this tea, so we can get underway. Did I spend any of this time looking for outro music? No, I didn't, everyone, so you're just going to have to wait. As we're part of tradition, as I scroll through Mixer. Where are you? Should be... We're getting close. We're getting close. Wait, really close. On fire.
Yay!
There it is. All right. Neat.
I've been having allergy attack. We've been having a lot of winds. I think that's what's doing it.
The winds.
Yeah.
The winds.
Wind.
I had to deal with like 6 winds yesterday. The struggle's real. You
Yes,
people
it
with
is.
your singular wind. All right. Let's get to it.
Okay.
And locked and load. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux, open source, pretty much anything that catches our fancy. That is 6 Winds, Jill Bryant. And,
Hello.
You might know me, I'm just singular wind, Vinstone. If you want any context to that whatsoever, go back and listen to our pre-show. And that still won't make a lot of sense, but at least you'll have an idea where we're going with that attempted joke. Guaranteed.
Yes.
What's new with you, Jill? You had a busy day yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, had a busy day. Had to go out and do some work. But the main busyness yesterday was we had a scheduled power outage, which was wonderful. It's just great because they were updating the power grid. But when I got home, it was about 6:30, and it was supposed to the time dedicated for the power outage was supposed to be till 4 o'clock. Well, when I came home, the power was still out, and it didn't turn on until about 11 p.m. So
Get your day planned out. You're thinking about it ahead of time. Like, I'm going to be out of the house the entire day. This is going to be fine. They can take care of the power. I'm going to come home and power's out.
yeah.
Oh.
And another fun thing is not that the power outage was fun. It wasn't.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah. But another fun thing I did was on our Friday Trackmania 2 Stadium Points Match stream. I won 3rd place again. I was so
Right on.
happy. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I got some new tracks loaded in. We did practice yesterday, 14. There was like 2 or 3 tracks that I swapped out. One, I had to because I felt like this horrific holiday track that was filled with snowmen and stuff like that. But the textures didn't load for everybody, so it was like the shining lawn creatures. The snowmen were made out of grass, and like that just looks wrong. So
It's so funny.
we've swapped that out. I got a couple of things. Tomorrow night, myself and Jordan Kwang will be co-streaming the Game Awards. Why are we doing that? Well, if you tune into the Game Awards on Steam.tv, all the links will be in the show notes. They're giving away a Steam Deck for every minute the show's airing.
It's amazing. That's a lot of Steam Decks.
That's a lot of Steam Decks in it. And Jordan's hoping to win one. I'll probably end up winning one because I don't really have any use for a Steam Deck. But tune in. It's what we normally do. We just sit there and we talk over, like, we do our best to try to talk over anything that you might find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you plan on paying attention to, we'll see if we can get, loud and you won't be able to hear it. It'll be awesome. It'll be a fun time. Pre-show for that, it's probably going to be like 7:30, 7:45 tomorrow, but it will be live tomorrow here on Twitch, along with us. We're going to come along with it at 8 p.m. Another thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spray paint a sound card, Jill.
Yeah, this is gonna be cool
No,
to
it's
see.
not. I'm worried about it, man. Because I'm not spray painting any sound card. No. I'm not. I don't have my like Sound Blaster 16 PCI vintage card I'm getting. I'm like, yes, I'm going to spray paint this and make it look even more retro. No, kids, that's not the case. I'm going to be taking a RME AIO Pro and applying spray paint to it.
I think you might need the advice of Steve Husband for that one, Ben. Spray painting, yes.
This is an electrical engineering problem.
Yeah. Okay.
No offense, Steve. If I needed to make it look pretty, you'd be the first one I would call.
Okay. Something different.
It's and of course, you know, I could do this with any paint whatsoever. I was like, you know what? Hey, we'll just do this with, you know, like a gray primer or something like. Then I found out they make the particular paint I need, Jill, in hot pink.
Wonderful. Perfect. Hey, that's the color I'd use.
So it's probably going to go down that way.
Nice.
Stay tuned. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around to that before the end of the month. I'm kind of stacked with plans for like videos and things that I got to get out. But that's in the bucket. It's going to happen. I did the outline for that this morning. So stay tuned.
Nice.
Now, let's get into everything. Oh, yeah, we'll be back Friday for Trackmania if you want to come hang out with us. Filthy.linuxgamecast.com. It is our scheduled adult. If you need a crippling addiction on the cheap, it'll take care. We got a nice little private server that we hang out in during the week, and we all get together on Discord, and we just live stream it. Have a good time. Then we eat these, Jill. We all eat Caesar salad candy canes.
Oh, you're going to show the Caesar salads candy cane. Earlier, I asked Ven, it depends on how they taste, if they have lots of anchovy flavor. That'll determine if I want to try it.
What if they're like a Tootsie Pop? What if they're like a Tootsie Pop and it's just like regular green mint until you get to the center and it's just all anchovy?
Yeah. Ew. Yuck.
Steve, I see that you're watching.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, if you showed up with a, you know, maybe a pack of Caesar salad candy canes on the way home, maybe. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. We got a couple things we need to talk about this week. Speaking with, what did you initially try to call this, Joe?
Yeah, so initially I tried to call this Cameractus, but it's actually called Camera Controls.
A new horror film this October,
Yes.
Cameractus.
Cameractus. So this is Camera Controls. It's a new webcam settings application GUI for Linux. And so it's nice to have even more apps in this space, of course, on Linux. And Camera Controls is a standard standalone Python CLI and GUI SDL camera viewer to set the camera controls in Linux. And it honestly is a simpler alternative to GUVC view and more modern and cleaner looking. And it has settings like exposure, including manual control and backlight compensation. You can adjust color, including manual or auto white balance, brightness, contrast, etc., etc. And there's advanced settings, including frequency if your camera, it recognizes your camera. And you can change the pixel format, resolution, and FPS like you can with GUVC view. Notice I'm saying that very slowly.
I know, because every time you have to install that, you're like, what is that thing called? And you're Googling and you're like, GUV something to something. I don't know, man.
That's another hard name under Linux. But yeah, it's really, really nice. And if you have a Logitech webcam, you get access to additional controls, including crop, zoom, field of view, pan, tilt, and focus controls. And I actually installed the official Flatpak on one of my laptops, and it recognized the little camera on the laptop just fine. Okay. And it looked good too. It actually looked better than, of course, Cheese or one of those kind of applications that are much simpler.
Still even maintained.
Yeah.
People of a certain age probably have no idea what Cheese is. I don't even know if it's packed in. That was like the thing, like say 10 years ago. Like, is the webcam working? Open up Cheese, like, ooh, okay.
It was in every distro at one time. Yeah. Yeah, and so I actually installed the official flat pack, and there are some major things missing though, Vin, from camera controls. It doesn't have video or audio recording capabilities like GUVC view. In fact, I've used GUVC view to do local recordings, especially in the days before OBS was even around. So I still sometimes use that functionality. And there's still quite a bit of fine-grained control missing, but it works well and is quick and easy to use. And it's a nice alternative.
And you're thinking to yourself, you're like, man, I got me a nice little, professional camera with a capture card and all that. These are still handy. Because those are going to be using a V4L2 module, which means that you can adjust everything like this. Now, I think these things are not as important as they used to be because most people are using just like OBS, and they're using the filters inside of that to adjust everything.
Mm-hmm.
But having this is good. Maybe it needs a different name. Because it does compete with V4GCU, VZerber.
Yeah.
Camera controls.
Yeah.
However, if you're looking at the interface, and you're like, oh man, that interface is just too sleek. It's been gnomified. Everything's rounded out. I can't. I don't know about that. I feel you. Don't worry. This thing comes with a hipster flag, kids. That's right. You can TK this bad boy. Look at that. That makes you. That's giving me some Netscape Navigator in the late 90s on Linux vibes, baby.
Yeah.
There's a TK GUI installed. I tried this just out of curiosity, and it does have extensions for the Logitech and Cairo. Kiyo, that's the other brand now that the kids are using, Jill.
Yeah,
and,
it is, because it has the ring light around it.
Oh, why would you can spend hundreds, nay, thousands of dollars professionally. Like, why would you use something like no, it's good. That is really good. You do need libturbo JPEG, which I immediately am like, ooh, hang on. What's that going to be? In SDL2, if you're on Debian, that's libturbo JPEG 0.
Okay.
Linux, this is one time where I will agree. If you say fragmentation, naming schemes for Linux packages is a huge problem, always has been. If we could get a governing body to get all the distributions together and say,
to name the same libraries.
Every package this. On behalf of everybody who tries to make install guides for other people, that drives me crazy. How many times did you see me pop into Discord? Like Arthurin or Foxdog, like whoever, or Pedro with Fedora or Jordan. I'm like, hey, you guys want to translate this guide so I can help everybody else out? Or Arch.
Mm-hmm.
So, it starts right up at clone the Git. It's Python. Camera. It's got the thing for the hipster retro look, if that's your thing. Now, you can attack this guy from the command line, which is good. So if you want to issue controls to the terminal to, set, exposure, contrast, your FPS, line level, noise, and all that, you can do that without having to crack open a GUI, which is good if you want to script something, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sounds good to see. Happy to see it. Now, Philadelphia is a place located in North America. These are all true facts. Another thing is they have Linux-powered payphones. What's a payphone, Jill?
Oh, boy. Back in the day, before there were cell phones, there used to be payphones around at most gas stations, for instance, in the mall, so that you could call your loved ones or friends, when you're out and about. And that came in handy when I was a teenager. But they've been pretty much eradicated from the world because of, smartphones. Almost everyone has a phone on them now, so there's that.
This is true. This got my attention, though. Philadelphia, in particular, apparently has a lot of payphones laying around. Even as payphone companies, they've been taking them out for well over a decade, removing the phones and services and all that. Vitel, they got this idea. They're looking to install new payphones within the city of Philly, and any payphone installed will be completely free to use. So if you want to place a call with it, North America, no charge. And they're not going to be collecting any data or anything like that. And the back end for this is, asterisk based on, PBX with the VPS. They're using the Grandstream HT801. Think of that as like analog digital converter for your phone line into your digital data bits. Now, the difficulty with something like this, and it's cool, they're packing everything in the existing payphone shell. Think Superman, if you're still wondering, like, payphone, what? The red box. From our brothers and sisters in Britannia. Blue box from my Scottish friends. But it's like that. And I guess this is a good idea. I haven't been in a situation where I've needed to make a call, but that option is not there, at least in North America. And I know this personally in, I will say, the greater Athens area, because a couple of years ago, we were at a petrol station, just not me and Jill, me and another friend. Yeah. We're like, oh, look, they still got a payphone. And we walked over to the payphone, just picked it up. Nope, I guess it's just disconnected. And this is probably maybe 5, maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah.
This led on to a very adult, responsible day trip to where we drove around probably 60 different locations looking for one that still worked out of curiosity because we were responsible adults. Most of them had just been pulled out completely.
Yeah.
And I will say we did not find a single one with a dial tone. And this was 5-6 years ago. So
yeah, a long time ago.
What would you do in that emergency situation where you'd have to flag somebody down? So having like a public call box, basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really great for emergencies. People's cars break down and they're not in the range of a cell signal. I mean, there you go. So, yeah, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. So,
I think that's a good idea. That's a good project. Yeah. Links to this is going to be in the show notes. Now, in-ear earbud things. I'm not a fan of them. Don't like them.
Oh, well, I love them, actually. Well, honestly, I don't really care for the earbuds either, but my husband loves them, so.
Does he chew on them or what?
No, he uses them when he's at work to listen to music and YouTube and whatnot.
I think I'm going to talk for myself, maybe some people in the audience is,
Yeah.
The first time anybody has the earbuds in and they get pulled for any reason.
Oh, pain.
Is usually the last time. I was like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. But these are wireless, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, these are really great. These are so this is something many Linux users have been very excited about since Pine64 made the announcement. They were making these in April. They're the open source friendly PineBuds Pro, and they are now available to buy for only $69.99 at the Pine64 store. And they, like Ven was saying, the PineBuds Pro are truly wireless earbuds with support for active noise cancellation, touch controls, and a charging case with a USB-C port and LED battery status indicator. And in Pine64 tradition, you can upgrade them with open firmware to improve performance and add new features to the earbuds. We love you, Pine64. And they actually, what's interesting about this is Pine64 anticipates custom firmware that will actually allow users to do things like change what happens when you use the touch controls or alter audio settings or other behavior. And my favorite custom firmware feature for those hard of hearing, they would like if someone would develop and add new features such as turning the earbuds into hearing aids. Boy, talk about a low-cost option for hearing aids. And having, Pine64, the open source Pine64, take this on is pretty cool.
$99 is right in that situation where you're looking at it. You're like, maybe. And these have a little bit of grunt behind them if you're interested. This is Pine, so they're going to make the hardware and throw it out there and say, hey, you figure the software out because we're Pine 64. That's kind of their model for everything. But this thing's got 4 megs of serial flash on it. So it's got a dual-core Cortex M4F CPU, 300 megahertz. That's kind of impressive when you think of it.
Yeah, and it supports Bluetooth 5.2 out of the box.
Yeah.
Sweet. And I was so impressed by these, and I try and buy as many Pine 64 products as I can. I have most of them. So I actually bought a pair of the PineBuds Pro for me and my Steve husband to test and play with. So, and the reason I said earlier that that buds aren't necessarily my favorite is because they usually don't fit my ear. I have very tiny ears, and I have to have like kid-sized earbuds. God.
Well, what I can do is I can take the buds and I can put a piece of metal that's flexible around it and like hot glue it.
Yeah. There are some, you can buy that have the little adapters for different size ears. And maybe we'll have some for the PineBuds too in the future.
Maybe. If that's your thing, $99, try it. 24-bit audio, sampling rates up to 384K. So, I'd be curious as to what they sound like. That's about as far as I go. And, nothing against the PineBuds themselves. It's like I don't like earbuds and like wireless earbuds. It's like you hand me this, like, oh, so you want me to lose these for you? Okay.
Well, I'm definitely gonna test them because my husband and I often have our headsets on when we're watching a TV at night after work, and so that's definitely gonna be the first place that I test these.
By hiding them in his pillow.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a fantastic idea. Another fantastic idea. If you like what we do each and every week, you can help us out. 'Tis the season. I don't know. It's the season every week. Patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. That's how we support this Nightmare Fuel. And we give you a bunch of bonus things. If you can throw 4 quarters or more in our direction. Access to our Discord, early access to our show notes. In fact, you can help us make the show each and every week. Some people even take us up on that. You just drop in, watch the chaos.
Yeah, like our Theron.
Takes place.
Yeah.
Discord's a great place to hang out. You can do pretty much anything you want in there. It's an extremely chill, active community that we have going on. We even have like sub-communities. We've got our Trackmania community inside of that. And you can hop in there if you're a Twitch subscriber as well. Just link the stuff. That's a litmus test. I got faith in you. You can figure it out. Early access to things that I put together. I like to get everyone's opinions, thoughts, hints, allegations, and ideas on video ideas. So, hey, here it is. Maybe a week early. Poke at it. See if you find any grammatical errors, because those show up from time to time. And we go back and rework things. And of course, everything just goes out. I don't like anything completely behind a paywall, but time delayed. We do have the uncut versions of this in podcast format that you can get, which is going to be available also. That's on our uncut channel on YouTube as well. So if you go to youtube.com/Linux Gamecast, to scroll to the bottom, there's a link to the live and uncut. It's just delayed a week. So if you want, these shows, we try to keep them around 30 minutes. But if you want like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and the same goes for Linux Gamecast Weekly. But, right, I got to thank our Theron, Joe.
Yeah, you do. We have to thank him for several things, including 2 of our show ideas this week. The camera controls and the PineBuds Pro he put in for us to look at.
I got to thank our Theron for picking up something off of our studio wishes zone, because I'm putting together a completely oddball system, a business PC, kind of like a stealth build even. Maybe you want to call it that. Micro ATX 5600G. Don't have room for a big box because I have to fit it next to 2 other boxes. And, I found a case that looked like it was going to be work. It was roughly the same size as the three PCs I have under here. And our Theron said, get to it.
Nice.
Fine.
Yes.
Which is always like the first domino in the deck of darts. Checkmate. So now I got to start getting everything hooked together.
Oh, Ven, our Theron wants you to wreck that triangle or rectangle. I'm sorry.
Wreck that triangle, Joe.
goodness. I meant rectangle.
Rectangle triangle. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're curious of what we are up to, we do have Amazon wish lists, everything at linuxgamecast.com. Jill's got RGB stuff on hers. And if
Plushy
you
penguins.
pick up anything, you can send in a note and we will read it, which is a horrible idea. But hey, this is a community show, so you get to be part of that.
Yes.
I don't think I have anything interesting. Look at that. I told you I was getting something pink, Jill. Look at that.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's cool. You got your hot pink spray paint on there.
Arts and crafts with Linux. So, a little bit of Pi news this week. This one I kind of feel like we're just going over because, you know the rock chips are out and everyone's coming out with their SBCs based on that rock chip. And this is more along the same lines, but
Yeah.
what's different about this one?
Well, this is actually Orange Pi. Again, we're talking about them again because we had talked about the Orange Pi last week. But Orange Pi has released the Cool Pi 4 Model B. It's a much faster alternative to the Raspberry Pi 4 single board computer. And what's unique and cool about this one is the Orange Pi's Cool Pi 4 Model B has literally hit the sweet spot because it is close to the Raspberry Pi's form factor. And it's also using a similar name to the Raspberry Pi franchise. And this actually would make a lot easier for the average user to buy and try them out because of familiarity with the Raspberry Pi ecosystems. Pretty smart on you, Orange Pi. And at $142 to $205, it is still cheaper than most Raspberry Pi 4s on the market that you can find right now. So this is a sweet little bit of rock chip kit once again. And Ven, you have the specs on that.
I just might. Yeah, this is offered up in close enough to see. This is what I want to know when they say it's really close to the Raspberry Pi form factor.
Yeah.
That doesn't do me any good. Is it exactly? Will it fit in my cases?
Will it
That's
fit in
all
the
I
cases?
need to know, right?
Yeah.
Like with most of these rock chips, up to 16 gigabytes of DDR4 and 128 gig of eMMC storage is available. And, hey, this is another like very close, like squint, see the difference clone of the Raspberry Pi Model B, which I kind of felt that we were getting away from, which was good, with what we've been talking about, different form factors and, NVMe drives and stuff like that. But it will support Debian 11 and Ubuntu 22.04, 8 gigs of RAM, no storage is going to run you 156, 64 gigs of storage, 175. And that's where the Cool Pi is not so cool. Kind of falls flat because that is extremely pricey for what you get compared to something like the Orange Pi 5 or the Nano Pi R6.
Yeah, Orange Pi 5 we talked about last week.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's fast. Now, is it in stock? That is a good question. Where can we buy this? Rock 5. Is there a where to buy link?
Yeah, I thought I looked. Oh boy. Yeah, I thought I looked at this.
Well, did you, Joe?
I did, but I don't remember. Oh, wait a minute. Odroid? No. Sorry, I can't find the link. Oh, here it is. AliExpress. That's where, of course. Yes. So it's available on AliExpress right now. So that's where I got the prices at.
26 to 205, $3 off. So what are our different options here? So 4 gig at 142.
And 16 up to 16.
8 gig is 156.
16 is 205.
And that's with 64 gigs of storage and 185 if you do not want the eMMC module. All right. Yeah, that one's neat, but that one costs too much.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be blunt about that. You can get that same grunt from the SBCs that we talked about last week and the week before that. Go check them out in the show note. I guess maybe the one advantage. See, this is the one advantage to where you could kind of weigh this one out. If they came out and said, this will fit in all of your Raspberry Pi cases, and you're like, maybe.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to find out, definitely.
Yeah, but when your marketing point is like, it's close, I'm like, that doesn't do me any good. So keep that in mind. One more bonus Pi story, because I want to tell everybody about this.
Yay! This is so
Korg.
cool.
Korg, yes, the rock monster from Thor movies. No, this is a different type of Korg. Korg has a new line of more accessible, read affordable digital synths. And a lot of the new ones have been built using the Raspberry Pi Compute Module 3. Now how much would you pay?
Sweet.
Yeah, that's kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
So they, let me see it. I think I found a guy who did a little bit of a teardown of the Korg wave state, wave sequencing. So you can do the fancy, the beeps and the boops with the USBs. So look what's hiding inside there. Look at that. That's a compute module. Just sitting right there in the middle. And why is this interesting? Well, I mean, okay, yes, there's the new platform. Korg's like, wait, we can do most of the heavy lifting. We don't have to design anything. We don't have to get, FPGAs, set up all this stuff. And it's like, we can just do most of the lifting with the Compute Module 3. And they started this project in 2020. And these have been coming out. And even the Raspberry Pi is like, this is a success story for companies that are taking advantage of the Compute Module 3. If you don't know what that is, it's like the SoC, but it's like a daughterboard that you plug into a main board like they did here. That's what it's designed for. The idea is like you could put these in smart TVs or the like, and they even have motherboards for them with additional storage and PCI Express lanes. However, I read this completely differently than they intended, because once I saw that you could get a Compute Module 3 and they were using them inside the Korg, we've just found a reliable source for the Compute Module 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It's a bit pricey, but yes.
Which have been unobtainium.
True story.
Couldn't buy one no matter how much money you had laying around. So yes, if you're curious, you can buy, it's going to cost you about $600 for one of these, rip it apart, and pop out your Compute Module 3, if so is your choice.
I think it's wonderful that Korg is going into the open source space, because for years, the synth companies out there like Moog and Fairlight, but they're starting to change to more open source options, which has been nice.
I think they're going for available options. I don't think Korg has released a drop of code for anything they've ever done. Okay. But they're more than happy to take advantage of the hardware. But then again, it's not like they're getting it for free, right?
Yeah.
Such is that. So if you spot a, I keep wanting to call it the nanowave. Is it the wave state? If you spot a wave state laying on the side of the road, rip it apart, take out the Compute Module 3. There you go. Pro tips.
There you go.
Yeah. See, you learned something. I know. All right. Look at that. 30 minutes. We're going to get out of here, Joe. Did we get any famous, what did we learn? Tri-square tangles?
You're going to wreck your triangle?
Tritangles. Man. All right. Here's some credits.
Yeah. Aw, thank you once again to R. Theron.
And for the case and helping us out so much on the show and being our wonderful
weirds
advisor.
Me out when you talk about things falling off the back of a truck and you go back and watch the original A Fast and the Furious movie. They were stealing DVD players.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's how old that movie is, right? And that was a hot ticket valuable item.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, we got a bunch of sea monsters hanging out, helping us make this. We publicly shame you at the end of every show. We have multiple levels. And if you're over at patreon.com/LinuxGamecast, each one of those levels comes with its own set of rewards and maybe even the occasional punishment. But that's going to wrap it up for episode 355. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone. Love you all. Oh boy, I couldn't remember where the orange pie where I saw you could buy it. I'm like, oh yeah, AliExpress. That's when I looked.
I assumed it was AliExpress, so I just did a Control F on that. And I'm like,
Okay.
there's AliExpress. I should have looked it up.
Yeah, I did, and I forgot. So embarrassing. It happens.
Welcome to the motto of live streaming. It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
And if it hasn't, give it time. It will.
Yeah, because that's where I got the price is fun from. So, oh well, there you go.
What about our tri-tangle?
Yeah, our tri-tangle. Try hard tangle. The try-hard tangles. Bye, Steve Husband.
Have fun in your electronics lab. Don't
Yeah.
lick anything unless they tell you it's safe.
Yeah, that's an amazing. I was able to go into the sound lab one time as a visitor, and it's amazing. It's completely silent. It's well, like a sound studio should be, but it's pretty amazing in there. Like an anechoic chamber, almost.
Yeah, I got sequestered in one of those when I was at Dolby.
Mm.
And it's you feel your pulse.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sucking the sound out of you. Those are fun to be in for about 20 seconds.
I was in one for a medical procedure for my heart, and it was pretty intense. And the doctor wanted to use it because he wanted me to hear what my heart sounds like and how come it doesn't sound like a normal heart. It was very interesting. But yeah, I could hear my blood pumping and everything. Creepy.
All right, let me get that together. Cool. That saved you. Go over the network and into the basement. Yeah, I still got to figure out what's going on with this Raspberry Pi. Speaking of Raspberry Pis, yeah, that's weird. It's just one of those standard wall warts to USB-C, right?
Yeah.
Power connectors. And it doesn't want to work on the power rail,
Oh.
which it has always lived on the power rail.
Uh-oh.
So I just plugged it into the UPS and the rack at the bottom. I'm like, get it on, get on. I'm like, I'll sort this out after the show.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I'll figure it out. It's one of those mysteries. But yeah, it's all organized now. If you guys wondering, now we have 2 rows of lights back here. These are all flip
Yeah.
switches.
Oh, yes, you do.
Down here and up here. And you can tell every single one of them is on except for number 5, because that's the only one that I don't need right now. So,
Oh, okay. I can see that. I zoomed in.
so yeah,
Do.
if you're ever curious, 15 things need to be powered on for this this side to work.
Having this 43-inch monitor does come in handy.
It does.
Yeah, I can actually see Ven's studio. If I zoom in, make it full screen.
Right. So we got that. We got that. I wonder if my resistors are showed. Whoa, did I get those shipped to my house or my rental? You know what? I guess I'll find out, right?
Yeah, those resistors.
Oddball resistors. I'm still gonna have to like tinker with them. See, modern resistors have a very narrow tolerance. I mean, you can get like crazy tolerances on them, but your standard like run-of-the-mill resistor, if you go out and buy it, it's gonna have a variance, which it can swing plus or minus. Used to be typically with like carbon resistors, like standard value is gonna be like 5%. It can be plus 5, minus 5. So it means if you have a 60 watt, it could be 65, or it could be 55. And the electronics were designed in such a way to as long as it's within this range, you can use it resistor. Now the tolerances on especially things like metal film resistors start at 1%. So if you need a particular value of resistor, used to be you could be, you get close to it and you're fine. Keeping that 5% variance. Now you're soldering resistors together to get to that exact value. And like, there we go.
Boy. Yeah, not fun.
No, not really. I'd rather apply energy to something else. But yeah, when you need weird oddball values, like when you're trying to terminate the output of a de-esser from 1976.
Oh, yeah.
You got to do what it says in the manual.
Yes, absolutely.
Those manuals are fun to read, though, especially like the Orban stuff, because they were written, like when you got a piece of equipment like this, the manuals were written with the understanding that you had a trained engineer on staff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, nothing in that manual is written for the end user at all. There's no like, this is a power button.
Yeah.
No. Nothing's in it. It's got full-blown out schematics. It tells you how to rebias everything. Like, oh, I love that. It's so great. And they even try to make jokes in there every now and then, which is entertaining. But, that comes down to the right to repair stuff, kids. It does. Companies do not care to provide that information. And there's a price point to it as well. If we buy... you buy something like this, like the little Focusrite, right? So you get one of these.
A red one.
So, YouTuber special. You buy that, you get a manual with it. It doesn't tell you how to do anything with it. It tells you, power button, power plug go here, and, knob go burr. And that's it. But if you buy something, a recently modern thing, like, let's say that audio sound card that I'm going to be spray painting, which... is a professional piece of equipment. It's not really designed for, a Yahoo like me to have. It does have schematics.
Nice.
Because they assume, yet again, like, hey, you're going to need the wiring pinout diagrams and all this stuff to like wire it into your studio. What I would like to see is, that information, at least partially, available to any consumer at any time if I ever need to pick this up. Because you got to think about it. Like maybe 3-5 years down the road, something goes wrong. One of the surface mount caps need replacing or something like that. I need to be able to pull values.
Yeah.
And swap it out. Keep this stuff out of landfills, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's one of the things I'm so big on about, like with FireWire interfaces, because these are perfectly serviceable. You're not sacrificing anything, and I don't want these things ending up in like landfills.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, Alex, I'm sorry. Yeah, so hey, you're not having a good day of it. You had the Omicron booster. Yeah, I had mine about a month or so ago. I got that and then the next week I got the flu shot, so that helped. Oh yeah, you missed the PineBuds Pro news.
So I need to figure out if I need to write this person back. Somebody had sent in an email and they say, hey, check this out. This makes me happy. Because if you don't know, I put, usually once a month or once every other month, I'll put multi-tracks up, just dry multi-tracks. And what I mean by that is you'll get a recording with just me talking. Like for the show, you'd get one just Jill talking. And there will not be any processing. It's just going to be the raw recorded audio and, stems. And I put them on archive.org with a description, and they're always linked in like our audio engineering or our podcasting for people who want to learn mixing and they need something to work on. And somebody was working on, they downloaded them from archive.org. And he's like, hey, man, yeah, all right. So I found these and I've been using them to practice mixing, learning how to mix and all that fun stuff. But then they write, I was wondering what microphones you guys use. Jill, how could they find out what microphones we use?
Go to your list on Amazon of the studio list.
And there's an about section. We go to studio equipment. There we go.
There it is.
I'm a betting man today, so I'm going to go to audio.
That's nice.
Headphones. Jill's microphone's in here too. Look, there's the Aston.
Yeah.
Here's the gas. Like everything I've used, the one I'm using right now is my Electro Voice.
Yeah, all the different mics you've had over the years.
Well, I use it when I'm doing,
your videos.
Yeah, doing the audio interface. I mean, this one's expensive, but expensive. You're in a world where you can drop $6,000 on a microphone. This is like a El Cheapo mic, but terminal watch face. All right.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I need to put that on my Pine Time. I do like that one, Alex. It's nice. I'm going to zoom in on that. It's really cool.
Make one. Give me a Pine pocket watch and I might wear it.
I guess if you just take the bands off and make a nice latch for it, keychain.
No,
you want a real one, a nice big round
metal case, clicks open.
Yeah, I know that you like to use those. When I was younger, I used to use those because I actually don't like to wear watches normally, but I'll wear the Pine Time if I'm going on walkabouts just to see track my steps.
Usually you got to think like 99% of the time, if you need to know what time it is, you could either look left or right. Something's going to have a clock on it, right? Like a PC, mobile device. And like when I get out of the house, especially like on Mondays, I try to take off Mondays. I don't take anything with me. Like I'll just hop in the car and go somewhere and go on an adventure and get out. I don't want to know what time it is. I don't want to know where I'm at. I want to get lost and play around. So, I've just never been somebody like, I think Turbojet is, of course, it's a car that's got a clock in it, but I don't ever pay any attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in 2022, if you wear a watch, you wear jewelry. That's what it is. It's jewelry.
Yeah, Mir always has one on, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong if you want to wear bracelets. That's cool. Let me see. Right, so that's put together. Anything else crazy going on?
No. Yeah, it's always just nice to have the time on your, easy to access instead of having to get your phone out. That's definitely a thing. Yeah, I used to wear watches more, but now I can't stand wearing them, except, in certain cases.
Well, they're fashion accessories in the modern age, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some collectible ones, Swatch ones, from when I was in high school when the Swatch came out.
And they're still as ugly as they were back in the 80s.
Yeah. But I liked them. Ben, you'd like them hot pink and turquoise. all the 80s
Swatch,
colors.
Jill.
Oh.
You're not even 10 years older than me. You forget that sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So what colors did you have?
I had a Swatch. It was like light blue armband on it. And, it had that typical 90s nonsense in the middle of it. Like, I had one because watches were popular and you got a Swatch. Like, hey, look, that's neat. And I never wore it, but I had it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pedro has one and Mir has one. I know. Yeah, they're still, actually still around. In fact, you could still get the old designs of the Swatches with the little rubber bumpers and stuff. That was
I wouldn't go as far as to say I have a pocket watch collection, but I bought a couple of pocket watches off of eBay over the years, just to like, oh, that's neat. And that's what my mom designed, was pocket watches and wristwatches, but mechanical ones.
Oh, okay.
That was her thing. She could take one of those.
Yeah, that's right. Swatch owns Omega. Yeah.
Omega. All right.
Yeah. I remember when all that was taking place. But yeah, I had quite the collection. In fact, I still have my collection, and some of them are quite valuable now because they were limited edition ones. I remember going to the mall and saving up to get a Swatch.
Yeah, I didn't ever have any desire to have one. It was like, hey, look, I got one. That's neat.
Yeah, they were fashion statements.
Well, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, that's what wristwatches and, I mean,
yeah.
it's jewelry at this point. But that's cool. Like, enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, Mir, I've actually been to their headquarters before, and now I can't remember why, but I was there years ago. I think I knew someone who worked there.
Don't you hate it when you get lost and you end up
yeah. Yeah. No, now I remember a friend of mine worked there he might still be there. He was there for almost 20 years. Last time I saw him.
Okay, I have that together. I need to get this show together, get this published, and I need to start setting up a template for tomorrow night.
Yeah, the Marina Del Rey Freeway. It's right there on the edge. Yeah, I remember that location well. Oh, and Carlsbad. Nice. Oh, nice. Nice, Alex. I didn't realize they were that close. And yeah. Carlsbad is a fun town. They have the little villages and stuff.
How many wins do they have in Carlstown?
Wins. Many wins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we find lots of windmills there because there's lots of winds.
So, have that. And
oh, nice, Alex. Mm-hmm.
That. All right, I think we got everything together. Cool, everyone. Yeah, I think I will be back tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, yeah, you and Jordan.
Stay tuned. Maybe at 7:30 we'll go live with a little bit of a pre-show. It might be 8 o'clock, but probably like 7. We'll figure it out like we traditionally do at the last possible minute.
Yeah.
I got to work out a system because I want to be watching you have to watch it on Steam.tv. And they're going to announce everything in the chat. So I got to be able to keep an eye on that. So unfortunately, they don't have a demonstration of Steam.tv up right now that I can play with an OBS to see how I want to collect the data. Mm-hmm. So I got to figure that out tonight. Sometime between when I get done with turning this into a podcast and getting that together for tomorrow night's stream. But everyone, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow, and me and Jill will both be back Friday if you'd like to participate and come hang out with us, like everybody does.
Fun times.
It's late if you're in Britannia or in the EU. It's let's see, what time do we start? 7 o'clock? No, 7:30. So
wow, boo.
like 1:30, something like that, and 4:30 if you are on the West Coast.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny because it took me a while to get used to the Tuesday and Friday times because the Tuesday time is on the half hour and the Friday's on the right at the top of the hour.
Tuesday's at 5.
Yeah.
Friday's at 7:30. So, yeah, we do it early.
I'm sorry. Friday's the half hour. It's 4:30 for me on Friday and then 2 on Tuesday. That's
yeah. We do it a little early on Tuesday because, it is real late on Fridays. We try to get we have an entire world of time zones we got to balance out. So if you're not able to stay up late on Friday nights, that it is late enough on the East Coast where people are doing it. It's still not crazy early on the West Coast, and it's, it's
it's a great time
in Europe. But I mean, it's Friday night, right? And probably going to be up anyway. And unless you have to go into work on Saturday, it should work out. In Australia, it's always like 10 a.m. Doesn't matter what time it is.
No, I love it. I like it, Ven, that you set it up at 2 p.m. my time on Tuesdays, because then I can, as I'm eating, just about to go on a lunch break, I can take an extended one and play Trackmania. So that works out great.
There we go. Science, people. Science.
Yeah.
All right. I do got to run. I got a ton of stuff to get done and prep for tomorrow. And I'll see you there. If you want to hop in, come say hi and chat, and we'll be there. Maybe somebody will win a Steam Deck who's watching with us.
Yes. Awesome. I hope so. I hope that someone at Linux Gamecast needs to win one.
Pedro won another one.
Yes, hopefully.
Aw, bye Steve Husband, bye Alex, bye Mir, bye Brother Jellybean.